Hey there, mystical souls. So happy that you are here with me tonight. I'm excited about tonight's live readings. We are actually right in the middle of two eclipses. We've already had one full moon, and now we're going to be entering into a solar eclipse at the end of this month, so in about a week and a half. And we're starting the new astrological new year. It's considered to be the astrological new year when the sun moves into the sign of Aries. So I'm super excited about that. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Patricia. I am a traditional, evolutionary, and Western astrologer. And if you are looking for a reading tonight, you can use the QR code. It is a $40 PayPal donation, and I need your exact date, time, and location of your birth. I will focus on either what I see, or you can ask a question in the queue. And yeah, I'm super excited that you're here. Hey, honey York. Oh yeah, it's me, kiting my chart. I'm going to put in for a reading. Oh, girlfriend, I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. You know, I was talking to somebody. I'm in Arizona in this location for a week, and was talking to somebody about astrology, and they all think that it's just their sun sign. And then when I go on to tell them more, they're just I don't know how people navigate it without it. I like live my life by being prepared for things that are going to be coming up. So I am super excited that you are here with me. So if you if you are looking for more of an in-depth reading, you can go to my website and sign up for a personalized private one-on-one consultation. If you're looking for community, I do have a Patreon. I would love for you to hop on over there and join. There is a 1-week free trial. And for those of you who are ready to dive in, Shiny Gems, you're here. I have been thinking about you since our last conversation. Super excited. All right, guys, so let me pull up like what's going on. Pull up the chart. Yeah, actually, I was thinking about you, Shiny Gems, because I'm like, okay, I'm ruled by Mercury, so we've had many Mercury retrograde hiccups while currently here. All right, so let's just talk about you can't use PayPal because it keeps asking if I want to block you. What? I can't go to PayPal. It keeps asking. Don't block me. Honey York, don't block me. We'll figure it out. All right, so let's talk a little bit about just where we are, like what is going on in the universe right now. We have just had a full moon in the sign of Virgo. Full moons, they expose, they illuminate, and they bring these huge endings. With an eclipse, it literally will eclipse people, places, and things in and out of our life, in the Virgo area of our life. This one was really potent because not only was it an eclipse, but its chart ruler was also retrograde on the very same day, like literally within hours of each other. So we know that we are going to be going back over, rediscovering, rethinking, reevaluating, looking back over past lessons in order for us to not make them again. That might mean slow down, take your time. It might mean go like find something that you missed. Now we also have, let me get rid of this, we're going to have a new moon eclipse that's going to be in the sign of Aries. Now what's going to make this unique is the sun is going to move into the sign of Aries in 2 days on the 20th. So when the sun comes into Aries, it's a brand new astrological new year. At the same time, it will be in a close contact with Mercury that's still retrograde. And Aries is the sign of the me. And so we are finishing up the me-we axis with Aries and Libra, and the eclipses are now focused on Virgo and Pisces. If you think about Virgo as it comes at the end of the harvest season, Virgo, you have to work really, really hard in order to harvest and bring in all of the fruits of your labor. That's what Virgo energy is. It's about being diligent and not leaving anything out and planning and preparing for things. Pisces, on the other hand, is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the most evolved. It is watery, intuitive. It's about self-discovery of release and let go. And so this eclipse this eclipse season is going to be focused on who are you, identifying, finishing up that Aries Libra of I, and saying, who am I, and what do I stand for? It's about reflection with the Pisces energy. It's also about putting in the work and empowering yourself. Now, I do want to show you, like, literally, this is what's going on today. So this is huge. We have the North Node, the direction in which we are moving towards, unknown, unfamiliar, in a close conjunction, 1 degree off of the sun, your identity. The sun is saying, I have to move in this direction. I have to, even though it's uncomfortable. Like, the North Node is where we have not been yet. And we have Neptune. Neptune in the final degrees. It's going to be here until the end of the month. It literally is staying at 29 for, it's like, it feels like everybody is panicking to rush to discover what it is so we can move forward, because Neptune can be blurry and foggy and unclear, and it's dreamy, and it's, I know something's out there, I just don't know exactly what the path is yet. And so we have all of this going on with Mercury and Venus both retrograde. Venus doesn't retrograde that often, Mercury 3-4 times a year, and so we've got this cluster of energy concentrating on Aries, Pisces, and Virgo in all of our charts. And so then we have this huge opposition to say, where do I go and what do I do? What do I release? And if we are not forced to let go of some things, then the universe forces our hand and removes it for us. I mean, that's what squares and oppositions are. They encourage us to let go or shift or change. A square is actually this tense aspect that says, I'm going to make you uncomfortable, so you change the ways or change your thought process. It brings to your attention something that needs your awareness. And so we have all of this going on. And then, okay, one more thing I'm going to add before I jump into the charts. With the sun moving into Aries starts the astrological new year, and we are then going to have, literally the next day, Neptune's going to move into Aries. Hasn't happened, 200 years. And so with all the planets shifting, we have all the planets moving in 2025. So Neptune is going to move into Aries. And remember, Aries is the me. It is, where do I fit in with my community? Where do I fit in with my tribe? Where do I need to create it. I need to find it. I need to make this happen. And so there's this self-discovery of independence, because Pisces wants us to surrender. And Aries is the warrior that says we need to stand up. We need to stand up for what is right. So on the collective, you can see this happening where groups or networks are forming in different countries and states, and like politically, you can see things shifting. And then this is personal in your own chart of when people are revealing themselves, it changes your attitude towards them, and you cannot like unring the bell. You can't turn back time. And so it's shifting in focus of, where do I now belong? Because things are changing. Like, all of this is changing. All right, so let's dive in. So I have, let me move this over. Hold on. All right, so let me see who, oh, good, Emily, you are in the queue. You know, I'm so glad that you're here. I know you've been waiting for this day. It seems like years, because I know, because you got in the queue right after I ended, and I felt bad about it, and I was like, well, should I do a private? And then I'm just so glad that you waited, because now you're going to have like the past to say, okay, this is where I've been, and then I want to sandwich it in with a story about what's going on with you. And yeah, the eclipse squared your moon and your Uranus and opposed your Mars. I looked at it when you sent your information in. Okay, I'm that gal that pulls up your chart right away and says, all right, where are we and what's going on? So yeah, yeah, squaring your moon. So your moon is your feelings and your intuition, and having an eclipse square it, it makes you so uncomfortable because it's a moon. It's your intuition forcing you to make a change. You know what you have to do. And Uranus and Mars wants to initiate, and Mars wants liberation. Uranus wants liberation and freedom, and Mars is more than willing to give it. And that can be amicable or not. That can be argumentative. So there's a lot of things. You had a lot of things going on. Let me see. Spin Coast, hello, how are you? Shiny Gems, you're having a strong, do it myself moment. I totally get that. I'm that gal that would get it done myself and just know that it got done right and then curse about it later. Yeah. All right. So first off, let me bring over Emily's chart. Hold on. Okay, so Emily, it sounded like you knew a lot about your chart to begin with. And knowing that you're Cancer rising, this means that like every couple of days, your feelings are into like everything is wafting with you. Your feelings, everything moves along and changes every 2 days, 2.5 to 3 days, depending on what sign the moon is in. So having an eclipse, like literally your whole body vibrates the days before, the days after. It is like being in tune. Yeah, that's what you were thinking. I'm glad more time has passed. Tension in your body. Yeah, it's coming and going in waves. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't think it's okay. Hold on. Let me check your information because you said hit up the information in the queue. No, hold on. Because I did your chart before. Hold on. Give me a hot second here. I am ruled by Mercury and I apologize often. Okay, hold on. Poisey. Oh my God. Yeah, I do have. Hold on.
Boise, Idaho.
No, I have Boise, Idaho.
December 29th, 1986.
I do have December 29th, 1986.
7:15 p.m.
Yeah. Seven 15 a.m. Yeah. No, but that makes you Sagittarius rising. I thought you said you're Leo rising. Okay. I need to go back to your the notes, the email that you sent me. I'm so sorry, everybody, because I keep them all. Let me look. Boise ID. Wait. Yeah. 15 p.m. Okay, hold on. That would be me. My bad. Leave it. Leave it. I just need a hot second to fix it. I put AM, and I appreciate you getting that. And AM and PM makes a huge difference. Yep. Yeah. There you go. I got it. Okay. This makes better sense. All right. Yeah, sorry. I had AM, not PM. So literally it just flipped your chart. All right, so let's take a look. What I wanted to bring to your attention. Oh, you didn't. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's all deleted. Thanks. Sorry. Thanks. I greatly appreciate you and your patience. All right, so you have a huge stellium here. You got another stellium here. This is the moon that you were talking about that was being square with the eclipses. I'm also looking at your nodes in Libra and Aries. You just had a nodal return, and so this last eclipse is this next eclipse is really going to be activating it, and you're going to be feeling it within where do I want to travel, foreign people, places, things, cross-cultural experiences, all of these topics. All right, let me pull up the actual chart with a biwheel. Honey York, your internet is so slow. Yeah, well, I'm screwing up over here, so I'm just appreciating everybody having their patience. If I would tell you everything that's gone on with this Mercury retrograde, um, you wouldn't believe me. We could, all right. All right, so Emily, let's talk. All right, so you just had this last eclipse. This was a full moon, and it was huge, it was big, it was revealing things. This was the one in Virgo in your second house. Having a full moon in your second house reveals some things about your money, your resources, your cash, your property, um, things that you own, and things that you want and need for security. Now, let me just share with you the eclipse of Virgo and Pisces is what is mine and what is yours, like what you have invested with other people. You are having a release of things that people, places, and things that you value, that you think that you need for security, and it's literally you're going to have to go over your bills, you're going to go over like all your investments. The North Node in the sign of Pisces is I need to surrender, I need to let go. Who do I trust? Who can I invest in? The eighth house is other people. It's where you invest your money. It's people that you're connected with for like partnerships. It's also family members. It's exes. I'm going to throw out all of the themes so you can see like which ones stick with you, because it's an 18-month cycle. So the second house is going to be everything that has to do with your own personal resources, your own cash, your property, your resources, your skill set, your talents. We know that something is going to be shifting with you, your money, and something that has to do with your career, because I color code my charts, so you'll be able to see that red is fire, green is earth, light blue is air, dark blue is water, and so green goes really well with green. This is the top of your chart. It's ruled by Venus. Venus is currently retrograde, so we know that you're looking at, what do I let go of something that has to do with my job? Do I let go of something that I've trained for? Where do I release and let go of for security purposes? Now, having the North Node in the sign of Pisces in your eighth house is, who do I trust? The eighth house is not just intimate partners. It's alimony, child support, debt, taxes. And having a North Node there is, I need to move towards investing in what? Investing in people, places, or things. This could be with family members. This could be like if there was a close connection, like when you were younger. You have these two planets, your Mars and your Jupiter, in Pisces. Like, good luck with. I love having Jupiter in Pisces. It means that sometimes I have it and sometimes I don't. Jupiter can bring a lot of abundance, and sometimes too much of a good thing is just too much. And so you are going to, with all of this, let me get rid of this so it's too much to see. This is a lot going on. Neptune here is saying, this is your last push. What are you holding on to? The eighth house is the house of like psychological healing, where we go for the 12th house is what we do in private. The 8th house is like seeking out a counselor or a mentor in order to work on taboo topics, things that it's the house of privacy, and it's bringing up these topics. It is, Saturn has been here for a long time saying we need to have some boundaries and we need to have some limitations, because Pisces has no boundaries. It's water. It takes the shape of the container it's in, and so Saturn has really been trying to give you some type of a vessel. Having Neptune leave this area, this is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams of, like, these are things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be connected with this person. I wanted to have, because it's the house of deep conversations with people, privacy, taboo topics. Neptune is, I invested. Did I invest in the wrong person? Or where do I need to cut ties with it? Was it everything it was meant to be? Did I have rose-colored glasses on, or like beer goggles on? And do I now need to see things clearly and cut ties? Having the North Node here, literally activating your Mars, is going to be, you are going to be taking the initiative to move forward and do all these things. It's, I don't want to have to, but I'm going to. Knowing that this is, I like it because it's in a harmonious aspect. It's 2 down from your own stellium in your 6th house. Your Sun, Neptune, and Mercury in your 6th house is nurturing and caring for yourself, and also how can I be of service to other people. And this is helping you to align with your higher goals, things that you are meant to do, focusing on being better aligned with people. I want to talk just briefly about, you just had a nodal return. Okay, you're almost done with it. This was an 18-month cycle where the nodes, this node was here and then the south node was here. And it was all about communication and travel and experiences and diving deep into these topics, and you saying, am I fulfilling what I came here to do? Do I need to travel? Do I need to connect with like visas and passports and cross-cultural experiences, publishing things, taking classes? Am I doing what's best that I said that I was going to come here and do? A south node, we look at that as in your chart of where things did not go right in your past life. So Libra, you made concessions for everybody. You listened to everybody. It's ruled by Venus, and it's beautiful, but it's also, you get lost in not making a decision. And so Aries North Node is, I have to take control. I have to be decisive. I cannot waft. I have to not wait for somebody else to do it. Now, knowing this, you just had 18 months of working on this. You're going to have one more solar eclipse that's going to be on the 29th. You're going to have the sun move into Aries, and it's going to shine a light on all the new knowledge that you've gained. Aries is the you, and then the Libra is where you have made concessions for everybody else. You were the peacemaker. You didn't want to make waves. And so now it's, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do you want to study? Where do you want to travel? Where do you, the 9th house is higher thought, higher beliefs. It's connection to a tribe, but the tribe can be further away. This is about travel. It's about people who have different religions and different beliefs. And so having the sun move into your 9th house, it's really going to be pushing you. It's also going to be activating, like fire and fire. This is where it'll be young. This is where it's going to work with you. Your moon, your Uranus, your Saturn. Look, those are hard. Uranus sandwiching your moon with Saturn. Saturn is like restriction, and Uranus is freedom, and your moon is smack dab in the middle in the sign of Sagittarius, wanting freedom, wanting liberation. And Saturn is like, we have to have a plan. And Uranus is like, no, break free. This needs to happen at all costs. And so you've had the last 18 months of your life where there have been a lot of readjustments. And so now moving forward, this last eclipse being in your 9th house is going to be activating this, like it's going to be a huge push of, I have to let go. I have to move towards this. I have to believe that there's something greater than what's going on right now. At the same time, let me get rid of like this. At the same time, when the sun moves in here and we have this eclipse, it's going to be close to Mercury. So it's rethinking, it's going back over, it's about independence, and it's about how do I rebuild, because it's Mercury that's retrograde. It will square your sun. It'll square your sun, Mercury, Neptune. It'll feel uncomfortable. It's like, well, how do I do this? How do I make this a daily habit? How do I make this happen? A positive that goes along with it is it will trine your first house of yourself, your identity. So you have, in our natal chart, nothing is all easy or all difficult. We have things in our chart that become squares and sextiles and trines all at the same time, saying, I'm pushing for change. Change is uncomfortable. I have to have freedom. What does liberation get me? And so you're at this stage of, there's going to be one more final push. I think it's like travel or study, or it's you being connected with something that's greater than yourself. That being said, you got Pluto in your partnership sector. You are going to be having a Pluto square Pluto. So a right angle, a 90-degree angle. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Not everybody in your partnership sector are going to be along for the ride. Pluto requires authenticity. It's birth, death, and rebirth. It requires transformation. It says, let's till this land and grow something better. We look to Pluto to say, where was something planted before, like the natal promise that now can awaken? And so it's going to awaken something or disrupt something that has to do with your home, your foundation. Look, having Scorpio, Pluto and Scorpio in your fourth house, usually revolves around secrets and trauma and difficulty. And I won't go into it on here, but know that those are the themes and those are the topics of some things that have gone on with you. And so now you're going to have this square, this I'm uncomfortable. Having all of this energy in Pisces offers a healing opportunity that comes from it. It could be sharing the knowledge or connecting with other people who just get it, who just get it. I want to look in the queue to make sure that all of this is resonating with you. And then I want to talk a little bit about your job. So hit me up in the queue and let me know what your thoughts are. And then I'm going to talk about your job because Uranus has been shaking everything up. Where you have major changes are going to be Neptune and Saturn, and Neptune's going to move at the end of this month. Saturn will move the following month. And then you're going to have Jupiter, which is really highlighting your connections with other people. It is opposing your moon, your Uranus, your Saturn. This is the ruler. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. And so this could mean that children or the inner child or creativity are going to play a larger role of seeking these things and needing these things. And so, yeah, hopefully, let me know in the queue. Okay, and let me talk about Uranus. As you are going through all of this eclipse energy, which, remember, helping your sun, squaring your moon. That's what's going to make it hard. You being seen, you needing to do it for self, but your feelings, the feeling of being drained, exhausted, I can't do this, I need to work on self-care, all at the same time. That's what a sextile and a square look like. And that'll be off and on in order to create a position of change for you. I think it's going to be for healing of ancestral or familial or generational things that have gone on with you. Knowing that the sun is your chart ruler. Let me see. And, okay, just one more thing. Uranus. Right now, this is a quincunx. It's hard. Uranus is going to move into your 11th house, like July 7th. I think it's July 7th. You're going to feel it. This is the only way I can describe it is like it could be seen as like a midlife crisis, or I don't want to make it negative, but it's like you look at your life and say, what have I done? Where am I? And is this where I want to be? And how do I move forward? What does forward look like? And you are building that energy. Uranus wants freedom and liberation. It wants to empower you to travel, to take coursework, to connect with other people, to literally find your tribe. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense. I've just had my nodes in the second and eighth house, and I can tell you that it's a topsy-turvy, where it asks you to dive deep. It asks you to do a lot of reflection and a lot of ownership, and then comes the liberation that is the healing from it afterwards. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you, Emily. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm going to look in the queue and see what's going on. Yeah, I am reading Emily. Yeah. Oh, I froze. Really? Okay. Okay. Let me see. Shiny Gems. Yep. And Honey York. Yep. And Java Web. Is it possible to know the queue? Okay. You've already been told. Thanks. All right. So I have not heard from Emily. So I am going to move on to the next person. And thank you. Thank you for trusting me. All right. Thanks. Okay, let me move this over. Thanks. I appreciate everybody being here. And patience during Mercury retrograde. You're still struggling. Oh, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The things that have happened just this week. Okay. Yeah. Well, things that have happened. We get here. No lie. My husband. We're riding on our bikes. Getting to know the area. He lost his phone. Drop the effing phone. Oh my God. And of course, it's getting dark. And that's a whole story. What time is this? Yep. Sorry. We do now have the phone back after a lot of triangulation of Life 360 and Find My Phone and all kinds of stuff going on. Yeah, that was only one. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so I am doing Grace. And you met a person. They want no commitment, but you do. Traveling to Florida for a week, wedding. Still really would like a relationship. Okay, let's take a look at. Let me make sure I have this right. Yeah. I am sorry about that. There we go. Oh my gosh, you have a beautiful kite. Okay, Grace. Let's take a look. Okay, Grace. So I don't know how much you know about astrology, but this is an absolutely beautiful chart. This is called a kite. And Honey York has one also. I love them because this is a trine. This is all working together. And then these two are sextiles. They're all working together. All of this is working together. The difficult are the squares and these oppositions. But literally, this is a beautiful kite that's saying, I'm working from Scorpio energy. I'm going to use my Pisces water, my Cancer moon, and I am going to move it towards my Mars in Saturn. I absolutely love this. All right. Virgo rising. Okay. Let's talk about commitment because that was your question. Yes, the live does get saved. The live will, so as soon as we're done with the live, you can rewatch it. I don't take it down. All right, so let me transition out of here and pull up a bi-wheel. Yeah, don't we all wish life was beautiful? I'm sorry that everything is freezing for you. I'm hoping it's not freezing for everybody else. All right, so I want to remind you about the trine. Okay, so we had all of this and it's connected up here. and the kite. There we go. So if you look at it like this is what's being activated here. Uranus is literally sitting on top of your North Node and your Mars, and then this is the eclipse that you're experiencing. And this is not easy. Okay, I'm going to pretend, I don't know how much you know, so I'm just going to start from a South Node in Virgo in your first house. South Node is the past of what I have to let go, what I have to remove, what I have to let wash away. It's also where I fall back on when I am uncomfortable. So you are very Virgo-like. You have Uranus, you have Pluto, both at 15 degrees, conjunct together. Shocking, surprising, organized, structured, detailed, obsessive thoughts. Like when somebody says be there at 3, you're there before 3. It's just the way you were built. Pisces energy, you have Saturn here. Saturn in Pisces wants to add structure to all of your partnerships. You are having your second Saturn return. Okay, I'm going to get rid of everything so you can see it. This is Saturn, and you have Saturn in your partnership sector. Saturn is the mountain. I want to be able to climb that mountain. I have to pick the right mountain. And in the sign of Pisces, everything is fluid and it's foggy and it's unclear, and sometimes we have to feel our way around, and sometimes we're duped by our friends, or sometimes we're duped by our partners, or we just are unclear about what does that look like. If the first house is all about you, then the 7th house is you with everybody else. Business partners, significant others, friendships, open enemies, exes, clients. And so you having your first Saturn return was around 28, 29, 30. You had themes back then. If you think back what was going on in partnership with you, you will experience the same themes this go round. This go round is about I want partnership. I want it to last. Neptune is blurry and foggy and unclear, and it's dreamy, and Saturn is only going to be here for a little while longer. It's been in this house for the last 2 years, and so it's ready to move on into the sign of Aries, where it will say, I want commitment, but like documentation. So that could mean like prenup and things like that. You cannot ask somebody else to change what they want or who they are. Okay, we have a lot of the same placements, you and I, but I want to talk about this with you. This is going to have a lot of people in your life float away. Like it's water. They're going to go away, and no matter how much you try and row to them, the tide just pulls you away. This energy is about finding your person. Yeah, it's prenup. Yeah, honey York. Yeah, that is documentation, contracts, prenup. Having Saturn here is also with business partners, best friends. Having this energy is not all of your friends are going to last, and not all relationships, the relationships are going to change and evolve, and it's what do they look like. I remember that this is part of the kite that activates this, and your moon. A moon in Cancer is they want home, they want people tight, they want people close, they want to nurture, they want to care. And you feel things, you know things, and you see things. And you have to be with the right person who's going to be comfortable with that. It's leading. Remember that the apex of the kite leads up to be the North Node in Taurus and Mars. North Node in Taurus in the house of, it usually means foreign people, places, things like finding somebody abroad or moving somewhere that's farther away. not like neighborhood, like this is literally like a move or somebody that's farther away, and initiating things. Let me look around and see what else I'm seeing. I want to talk about this because we are right in the middle of eclipses. The sun is going to move into the sign of Aries. This can be a time that you can definitely broach those difficult topics because the eighth house is the house of secrets and taboo topics, of things being brought to light. And I don't know what the other person's reasons for not wanting connection, and if a prenup, or it's laying things out on the table and taking the initiative to do that, because Aries energy is I have to initiate it. It's you having to make it happen. And Venus is still retrograde. Venus retrograde. She'll Venus rules over your ninth house, and Venus rules over your second house of money. Venus retrograde, she takes things apart in order to decide, is it working right? Having Mercury also retrograde in your eighth house is definitely going back and looking at contracts, investments, people, places, and things. This is like alimony, child support, debt, taxes, who you've invested in, wills, all of those topics, they're fair game. During Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde in your eighth house, I would make it happen. I would broach the topic and, be comfortable making that happen. Let me look around. And having Jupiter, your career should be doing well. Oh, you're going to have a Jupiter return. Okay, let's talk. A Jupiter return, it happens once every 12 years. And so Jupiter in your in your 11th house, let's say that this person is not exactly the person that you're meant to be with. Jupiter expands your connections. Right now it's all about work and career, reputation, legacy, and doing things that are in the spotlight. When Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer, you'll have one entire year where Jupiter is in this house. And remember, it's in that, it's part of that kite. Here, 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 and connecting of here. Jupiter will expand your networks in order to, it'll bring somebody to you. It literally will bring somebody to you. And you'll have a year of working on it. So if it's not this person, there is somebody out there having these eclipses. The North Node, the North Node in the sign of Pisces is going to be here for 18 months. It is literally bringing to you new connections, new people, new everything that has to do with other people. You just have to weed through it and see who is good, and are they going to be a friend? Are they going to be a business contact? Are they going to be somebody, a client? Or is it like, what kind of a partner do you want them? Having the North Node in Pisces brings a lot of connections to people for you finding your tribe. And so if not this person, this is a year and a half of finding that person. Hoping that makes sense. Let's see. I'm going to look in the queue and see if this is making sense. I feel like this transit of the North Node in Pisces. Yeah. It ended. Oh, I'm sorry. It ended your relationship with your sister. All right, Kimberly Allen. It's a hard transition, but the universe is going to get... Absolutely. So the universe is getting rid of all toxic relationships for her. What it's going to do, having the South Node in the first house, is what qualities of myself, self-depreciating, negative things about myself, negative self-talk, do I need to get rid of? And where do I need to move towards? I need to be moving towards more enlightened people, more people that are vibrating on the same sequence that I am. I need more. That's you. That's going to be you, Grace. It's you finding more, your more. It'll bring to you. And I know I keep talking about, I have a friend of mine who, because this North Node in Pisces is affecting me similar to you, and her word of advice is, and when they go, when the water washes them away, because it's Pisces, allow them to go that way, because it's for their betterment also. You cannot have space in your life for the right people when you're surrounded by the wrong people, because they take up space. And so that can be clients, it can be best friends, it can be, it's the seventh house is the other, you with other. And it's about surrendering and letting go and allowing things to happen on their own time. So yeah. Alrighty. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Thank you, Grace.
Spin Coast.
And let me see what else is going on in here. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. These are some crazy times. Okay, so this is Spin Coast. All right. Mother. Sorry. I'm checking, double checking, and triple checking because I'm ruled by Mercury, and it's telling me to slow down and be patient and have happiness and joy and not use my bad words. Okay. All right. What can I focus on? Passions blocked. Been in survival mode. Ooh, totally get the survival mode. Okay, so let's talk Spin Coast. Let me move your chart on over and talk about you. Aw, okay. I understand that. Look, as a Libra rising, can we just talk about that for just a second? And I'm going to add in your Jupiter in Scorpio. I don't know how much you know about your natal chart, but as a Libra rising, you're good looking. Usually they're beautiful babies. They're peacemakers. They do really well with listening to both sides of the story of everything. They make good like counselors, and like they're really good at listening to everybody. You have Pluto here, so we know that you transform not just your life but other people's, and you have had your identity transformed multiple times. Saturn is hard in the first house of identity. Saturn is restriction and limitations, and it's not wanting to be restricted. You are ruled by Venus, the goddess of beauty and love and nice things. And then Mars. Mars is what we initiate. And so this is a hard square. Okay. T-square. Let's talk about it for just a hot second. Where's my lines? There we go. Okay. So these are your nodes. They call them the nodes of fate. If you're comfortable with it, the south node is where you've come from in a past life. If you're not comfortable thinking about it like that, then you can say something that was passed down from me from great-grandparents to parents to whatever now. And so south node in Capricorn, I'm going to break this down in a nutshell. You picked the wrong, the mountain climb, and you stayed for too long, and you lost everything. And that was your house, your home, your family, your everything. The ruler of that is Saturn in your first house of self. So we know that this had everything to do with you. You made a promise, you said you would stay, you did, and I don't know what the reasons were, but it did not go well. And so that's the difficult. Then we say, well, what's the solution? Well, the solution is the North Node in Cancer. Oh, the direction I'm supposed to go to. Spin Coast is supposed to be moving towards Cancer themes, watery, intuitive, psychic, embracing my intuition and my feelings. And then I'm like, well, okay, where's the moon? Oh, moon in the 12th house. the moon in the 12th house has everything to do with things that are done privately and alone. It's dreams, it's the Akashic records, it's astral travel, astral projection, all of these things. And then I'm going to throw in one more thing. I hope I'm not losing you on this. And then you decided that in this lifetime, to learn those lessons, I'm also going to speed some things up and make it a little bit more difficult for myself. And I have Mars, I have Mars and Saturn square the nodes. You brought in this, oh, hold on, check the chat, hold on. Yay, okay, hold on. Shiny gems, oof, yep, Spinkos. Not mad at my mom, but can have a bit of a temper when it matters. Yeah, because the moon in the 12th house. So the moon in the 12th house is mom. Okay, your natal chart is actually an event chart of when your parents got married. And so this is where the father was, or what was going on with the father, and then this is where the mother was. And this is like, could have been in the hospital, could have been something to do with secrets, could have been like some things that were hidden away. Knowing all of this, you are bringing in these lessons that you have to overcome every time Cancer, Virgo, Libra, or Capricorn are activated. And so, because it lights up your chart. Now, let's talk about the good things that come from this. We know, so the difficulty, the difficult qualities that come from Capricorn stayed too long. Positive, when you set your mind to it and you know it's right, you are unstoppable. You are immovable, like a force to be reckoned with. You can make things happen. You're supposed to be balancing that with following your intuition, following your dreams, following your gut instinct. Knowing all of this, let's talk about, let me make sure, here we go. Neptune, 4th house, spin coast, sugar, shiny gems, crappy negatives, right? Stay too long. Yeah, right? Stay too long is exactly what it means. And so how do we get through it in this lifetime? Shiny gems, like, you're on top of your game, girl. Like, you're just, like, all right. Let me bring it on over. So, knowing you just had this node and this node, they were in your 1st house of self and your 7th house of partnership for a year and a half. It was a year and a half of, like, literally an identity crisis of who am I? Who am I in partnership? Where have I given away my power? How do I take back my power? How do I embolden myself? How do I initiate these things? How do I make this happen? And so you had a year and a half of it. You're almost through that transition because you have one more. On the 29th, you're going to have a solar eclipse. Solar brings light. Solar is the sun. So the sun right here is going to, on Thursday, this Thursday, is going to move into your 7th house. With that, you're then going to have on the 29th a solar eclipse of the sun and moon together, starting something brand new in the form of partnership. Remember, if the 1st house is you, the 7th house is you with everybody else. It will oppose Pluto. It will oppose Saturn and Mars. Mars ruler is Aries. And so this is uncomfortable with, I have to take ownership. Where do I want to initiate? Where do I want to move forward for the next 6 months with expanding with partnership, relationship, contracts, agreements? I know that I have to be the one to do it. I have to step outside of my comfort zone. I have to also focus on self-care. Having your moon in your 12th house and having it now being activated by the last eclipse, what are you letting go of? Negative self-talk. The 12th house is the house. So the 12th house is hidden secrets, hidden enemies. The 7th house is the house of open enemies, like frenemies. The 12th house is like hidden enemies. It's secrets, it's hospitalizations, it's rehab, it's where we go to heal and renew. It's yoga, meditation. When each of these eclipses, you're going to feel it within your whole body because your moon is here. Your moon is saying, I have to focus on myself and give myself self-care. What does self-care look like? If I don't take care of me, nobody else will. What does it look like? Does it mean yoga? Does it mean a nice walk? Does it mean a nice bath? What does self-care look like? For each person, it's different. If you don't, your body will literally, you'll get sick. You'll feel sick. You're going to say, why am I so run down? I don't understand. It's because of your moon here in Virgo, because Virgo wants to be of service. Virgo wants to help everybody else and take care of and nurture. And you can't do that if you're pouring from an empty cup. So it's, I have to nourish myself. And there can also be secrets that come out in the next like year and a half that are revealed, or letting go of. Having the South Node in your 12th house is a releasing of the broken record in my mind of the negative thoughts, either that people put upon you, like maybe a coach or a teacher or somebody when you were younger, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, like people that when you were younger. And then how do I release that and let that go? Because I know my value, know my worth. And this is you tapping into your own empowerment of who you are. Aries wants this independence, and it's going to be moving direct here soon. And the planet of Mars is going to be in Aries, wants independence. And Virgo is to be of service. And how can I use my gifts, my talents? I'm hoping all of this is like making sense to you. Okay, interesting. Okay, hold on, spin coast. Stay at home mom right now. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me go into having this will be in a harmonious aspect. Okay, this being in green and green, it's in a harmonious aspect. 2 down is also harmonious, and you see this is blue and this is blue. So something that you are, something with your career, and the North Node in Pisces is, the North Node in Pisces is, I'm going to nurture and care for myself with alternative health care, healing practices, finding a counselor, finding a mentor, finding people. It could be an aunt, it could be an uncle. It's connecting with other people. It could be going to the dog park, yoga, sound therapy, tapping, cupping. The North Node in Pisces is really pushing for you to look alternatively at healthcare practices. And then it is in harmony with your sun in Cancer. Like it needs it. It craves it. It's not just going to the doctor for a pill. It's how can I supplement this, or how can I exercise, nutrition. The North Node, usually with the North Node in the 6th house, you get rid of your bad habits. The South Node in your 12th house is, I need to get rid of that once and for all. So if you're doing something that's negative for your body, it will literally force you to eliminate that. It'll be a wake-up call, and it can also bring a pet, because the 6th house is about pets, and it can also be working from home, because it's balancing home and career with your South Node here. Let's see, making sure this makes sense. Yeah, Kimberly, and Virgo moons are Virgo moons, they feel it, very absolutely. And being in the 12th house, not only psychic, like everything that has to do with the spiritual realm, connecting to ancestors, spirit guides. It's the connection to the divine, the connection to the source. Yeah. Let's see, Angela Martin, I don't know if he received the payment. I'll have to ask him. Yeah. All right, so Spin Coast, I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. Knowing, okay, just one more thing, knowing that Mercury and Venus, Venus is your chart ruler, is currently retrograde. Things will ease up, literally, things will ease up the middle of, what is this? This is, hold on, the middle of April, and then towards the end of April, we're going to really see everything unfold. Like, what we're going through now, I picture it as a plate of fine china, lots of plates, and we trip, we fall, and then we have to take all the pieces and we make something new out of it. We make art and beauty out of it. It's creativity from it, because Pisces is tapping into that creative, highly sensitive mind. And so, yeah, it'll all make sense, like things that are unfolding. And then I think that you're going to be doing some serious traveling and taking classes and workshops, connecting with foreign people, places, and things, visas, passports, those kind of things, closer to July. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Thank you. Thank you, Spin Coast, for being here. I didn't hear. All right. Alrighty, let's see. Hey, Java Web. Alrighty. 1:30. Okay, hold on. Kings, you said kings, right? Kings, yep. All right, Java Web, what is to come in your love life? Well, let's talk about this. All right. First off, I should have said thank you to everybody. So I need to start off by saying thank you, because, you know, when you share your birth information, you are literally sharing sacred, sacred math, sacred, your natal promise of what you were going to accomplish in this lifetime. And I look at the chart and I help you piece it together. All right. All right, Java Web, let's talk about this. And sending you big hugs, Spin Coast. All right. So, Java Web, you've got... okay. Oh. Moon in Pisces. Ooh, I love that. Okay. Sun in Leo. I love this sextile. I love the trine. And we got the opposition. All right. And a Scorpio rising. Ooh. Oh, and can we talk about this for just a second? I don't know how much you know about astrology, but anaretic degrees are 0s and 29s. And so Pluto at 0 in Sagittarius, you have never, ever, in any of your lifetimes, if you believe in past lives, had Pluto in your second house of Sagittarius. Although, okay, I'm going to throw in there that Pluto can be a trauma signature, and it's in your second house of self-worth, cash, property, resources. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, it is whole sign. Do you want me to do Placidus? Because I can easily switch over. Absolutely. I generally do whole sign because it evens up everything and we can see it, but I am so okay with switching to Placidus. I do want to bring up... no preference. Okay, well, great. Okay, so let's just talk about this for a hot second. Wait a minute, your question was about relationships, right? Okay. Okay. Having your south node in the sign of Aries. Remember, we always say this is where things went wrong. We always look at the south node as difficult. Things went bad. South node in Aries, I initiated it. Saturn, okay, the sixth house is also, when things go bad, it's the house of slavery. So this is when you thought you were of service to someone and the service turned into slavery. And Saturn was here. This is limitations and restrictions. Literally, you were enslaved. usually you repeat that lesson in this lifetime somehow, some way. And we say, okay, where is Mars? It's in Cancer. Has something to do with home, family. So we're going to throw that back in there. Ninth house of cross-cultural experiences, foreign people, places, and things. Like, I left home. I became enslaved. Yeah, and then you couldn't get out. And there were limitations. You repeat it again in this lifetime until you use your north node to get out of it, to learn from it. So then we look at, and so we look at your, what opposes you also. Chiron wound. 12th house, hidden secrets, something at or around the age of 10 years old, 9, 10, 11, secrets. We won't go into it, but it would have been something that you wouldn't have told other people, or other people would have told you to keep a secret. Now, the solution is to move towards your north node. I, Java Web, have to go within and use my intuition, my psychic ability, my dreams, my ancestors. I have to be able to go within and use these skills, and I have to tap into them. In the sign of Libra, I have to have balance. Libra is ruled by Venus, and I'm like, okay, where is that pretty girl? She's in the sign of Gemini. The ruler of this is in your 8th house of your connection with other people. In the sign of Gemini is, I have to get the facts. I have to have all my ducks in a row. I just don't sign anything boldly or blatantly. I have to read the contracts. The 8th house is debt, alimony, child support. So I look at this as, in the last lifetime we already talked about that. The solution in this lifetime is, I just can't trust. I have to actually read the fine print. I have to ask for. I have to use my gut instinct. You know, smells like fish, looks like fish, tastes like fish. I think that's how it goes. It must be fish. And so Venus, it's you having this intuition. In Gemini is following through with not only your gut instinct, but to get the documentation and to look it through and to read it, and not be afraid to have those conversations. The 8th house is the house of where you are invested, financially, emotionally, physically, with other people. So it can mean alimony, child support, debt, taxes, wills, any of those topics. That being said, I want to add one more layer to this. Do you have Jupiter square? This is like, can you see the square going on here? Jupiter is the planet of abundance in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is the mountain, and in the 3rd house of communication. They call this a skip step or a misstep. I don't remember which person had this also, but whenever there is a square to the nodes, we call it a skip step or a misstep, where you have decided to come into this lifetime and do it again with some of the same players, some of the same lessons, but different. And you're going to speed up the process, and you're going to, every time that Jupiter is activated, or these are activated, or these are activated, this will light up your chart and say, restriction is coming. How do I make abundance from this? How do I grow and expand from this? All right, knowing that, all right, Java Web, let's talk about where we are today. All right, so is this right? Yeah. Make sure it's right. Yeah. All of this sitting on top of your moon. Oh my goodness. I love this for you. Having all of this for the next 18 months, like, I'm sure you're already feeling it. Usually, in the sign of Pisces, activating your moon, it brings you a latent skill set, a latent talent, like something that's been suppressed, or that you have forgotten about, or that you were not ready for. It's like with dreaming or astral travel, or to see people, to see ghosts. It's a latent skill set, a connection to source, a connection to divine. I don't want to seem too woo-woo here, but this is like a spiritual awakening. And yeah, let's see. Let me make sure. Java Web, where are you? Look at Chiron. Yeah, Chiron 12th house. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm hoping. Okay, psychic abilities are strengthening. Not only strengthening, this is like I'm going to either reopen a gift that you had when you were younger, or it's like a new gift. It's like, ooh, I feel it, I get it. I absolutely love this. This is like you, yeah, in your 5th house of healing your own inner child. All right, let me look around here. I like it for the Jupiter, Pluto. Okay, let's just talk about Pluto. Remember how we talked about your trauma signature? And everybody has one. Yours is in your 2nd house of self-worth and your resources, and like it's expansive. Pluto wants to expand, or Sagittarius wants to expand, but Pluto wants to turn it over and make sure that it's good with what you've got. This is a square. This is really a 90-degree angle. And so with this square, it's about a tense point of this is so uncomfortable that something has to change. You will either know it, feel it. You'll have somebody say to you, you're going to have somebody say, well, how do you know? And you're just going to look at them and you quit explaining. I remember looking at somebody one time and just saying, because I just know. I cannot explain it. Can you hear that music?
Yeah, it's the concert.
Sorry, there's a concert going on. Sorry. Yeah, it's getting louder. Sorry, guys. Yeah. All right. Let me look in the chart here. So with this square, it'll be a healing of a wound within you. Having Pluto in your 2nd house is you. I knew it. I could tell it all along. Why didn't anybody believe me? And why am I trying to tell those people this? Like, I just quit trying to explain it to people. You just cannot. And so enjoy these gifts. I'm so excited for you. On top of your moon, people are, okay, let's talk about the negatives that can come along with this. Tuning out, daydreaming for way too long, and like escape, drugs, alcohol. Look, I'm not one to say don't dabble or don't do those things. I'm just saying don't do them in excess that would take away. I need to be clear-headed. I need to know that the messages that I'm getting are from divine and are from source. And so, yeah, giving you that. Alrighty.
That's for Sue's astrology question.
Okay. Hold on. Is this? Okay, hold on. Let me look. Java, you can feel your psychic abilities. Sue loves astrology. Hey there, Sue. Can someone do harm with your birth information? I want to do a reading, but I'm wondering if sharing my birth information with astrologers is a good idea. I trust you. Oh, okay. Well, I believe that it's sacred information, and I believe that nobody can harm me. I protect myself. I tell people about my signs all the time. I'll share my chart usually I have to share my chart with Scorpios. Anybody who has a Scorpio rising, a sun, a moon, or a lot of planets, the Scorpio people need that security of I'm a safe person to share it with. I can hide the information. Like, you shouldn't see Java Web's information right now because we try to do it so that it's off to the side. But there are some people who will not share their information. It's completely personal with you of what you are comfortable with. And yeah, I don't know if that answered your question to do a reading, but it is about trust, and it is about good intention. Look,
You could always schedule a private.
yeah, you can always have a private consultation. And I look at anything as about intention. You can wish someone ill will without knowing their birth information. You can glare at someone and give them the evil eye, or, like the hairy eyeball. Yeah, so I get it. Um, you know their chart. Oh, you have a Scorpio. Oh my God, you have a Scorpio stellium. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too dang funny. All right. It's okay, girlfriend. I get it. I get it. All right. So Java Web, I'm hoping I'm excited for you, Java Web. I'm like loving all of this. I'm loving all of this for you. And I'm gonna add like one more thing in here, Java Web. Okay, so let's just talk about like big things that are gonna be happening. You're gonna have Neptune move into your sixth house at the end of this month. And next month, Venus and Mercury are both going to be going direct. They'll be in Pisces, but they're going to be both moving direct. And so around mid-month of next month, like you have a lot of things that are changing right now. And it's between creating something new. The fifth house is about what do I want to give birth to? Too old, okay, I'm too old to have children. But when I have activation in my fifth house, it's what do I want to create? What do I want to birth? What do I want to take a risk on? What, like art, music, beauty, love, joy. And in the sign of Pisces is like merging and like creativity. And so all of this is going to be amping up for you for the next year and a half. And it's in a harmonious aspect with who you are. It's what you are meant to do. And it's your time. I'm loving this for you. All right. Let's see. All right, Java Web. I know you got a lot of changes coming. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, shiny gems, yeah. Mother. Hold on. Shiny gems, I have your whole family. Let me have that for a second. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Got it. Mom, dad, brother. I got it all. All right. Let's talk about you. I was wondering how things were going with you. Okay. Move this on over. All right. All right. Okay, so you just had the eclipse. We talked about that the last time. And so that was the full moon in Virgo. Like, that was like, that was the secrets, the hospital, the dad, the everything that's going on. Having this new, look, I'm loving this next one. The sun here, it's going to move into your seventh house. Remember, the seventh house is you with everybody else. I'm absolutely loving this because you are going to have new, fresh start, clean slate, new beginning. It's going to be a solar eclipse on the 29th. Look, I don't know what you are planning with your partner, but this is a huge movement forward with not just your partner, but with clients, with best friends. It's moving forward with new. Aries will initiate new, and it's probably new, not just new networking. I think it's going to be new networking also. It's going to be in a harmonious aspect to your third house. When the eclipse happens, Uranus is going to be shaking up your initial community, friends, neighbors, siblings, cousins, and your moon is here. Like knowing, oh, that person, they're not going to be coming back in, but oh, I feel connected to this person. They could be a really good friend, or they could be somebody that I can network with. I like having the eclipse there, And it's a whole brand new, like, I'm looking at this as a 6 month cycle. I would love to know what your like vacation plans or how you are planning on meeting up. And because let's talk about a break. You are like finally getting your movement towards a break. All of this is in a harmonious aspect with all of this. And partnership, when we have the next eclipse in your 7th house, is partnership will help you. Partnership will be there for you. And then you're going to have a lot of change. Is this working from home? Is this how do I balance my home and my career? All of this is going to be, remember, activating your chart ruler with Mars. Things are going to get easier for you. Mercury and Venus, they are still retrograde. Remember, Venus is your chart ruler. Mercury rules over, in your chart, your 9th house of travel and your 12th house, self-sabotage, dreams, intuition, psychic ability. The good things that come from this are releasing repeated patterns that can be negative, like self-depreciating. During Mercury retrograde, it's because it rules your 12th house, it can be a time of, I see a pattern in this. Nope, we're not going down that path again. I'm going to make a different choice moving forward. Like, you put these what do they call them? Stop gates or something in place. When we try to make a plan for everything that's going on in our life, because I know you follow your astrology, and you're making a plan for things that are going on with your father and your partner and your career, and you try to plan some things out, you have to look at what didn't work, what is working, and rely on going back and reviewing that. Mercury will say, let's go back, relive, rethink, review, rewind, and then stop that broken record. I don't need that karma. I can let it go. Like, let that shit go. And because, okay, remember, it's 2 signs over. It's 2 signs over. Like the Dolly Parton song, 2 doors down, they're laughing and drinking and having a party. You just have to make it happen. And so the South Node wants to release fears, anything that's negative, and embracing the good qualities, the good things that come from self-care, like cleansing of your home and decluttering and getting things, surrounding yourself with only your stuff, purging and getting rid of like negative psychic energy, like stuff that you should not be holding on to, that belongs to other people. Like, get it gone. This will be a 1.5 years of getting stuff, like literally getting rid of it. It's going to be, okay, I'm cluttering everything up. You can't even see it. Remember, you have all of this. The 4th house is the house of traditions and family and building stable, and you needing that, but it needs to be yours. It's in a harmonious aspect, and it's like, you're right, I have lost everything multiple times. What do I need to hold on to? And how can I plan better so that when hiccups come with family or phone calls, the unexpected things, that you are better able to let go and release it, like release it. Because this last full moon, it showed you that you thought you were prepared for everything. And then when it hit and you got this news, it really, when it affected you, it deeply affected you, but there was nothing that you could do about it. And so the Pisces is, let it flow away. Things are all going to work out the way that they're meant to be. It's in a harmonious aspect of not taking ownership of everybody else's actions, and reviewing it again and feeling the need. Like, you're a Libra. You want to please everybody. You want everybody to be happy. And that's a burden to carry. And knowing that you need to move forward with it. Losing everything again was my incredible. I know. I'm just building your own version. I know of your things that you can control. And a big old no to people's demands. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I'm really liking that the next eclipse series is going to be in your 12th and in your 6th, because the 6th is self-care. Let's talk about, okay, I'm not going to bring up personal of things that you've already told me, but self-care needs to be really important to you. Very important. The 6th house is of how do I, vitamins, supplements, doctors, counselors, mentors, nutrition, those things need to be at the top of your, when I'm texting you or I'm calling you and I'm letting you know that these things, I want you to remind you that you are loved, you are valued, and put yourself up at the top. Because when my daughter was younger, I tried to explain to her what people could do. And I said, I want you to stand on a chair. And I said, now pull me up. And she said, well, it's really hard. You're heavy, you're big. I said, well, hold on. Let me pull you down. Well, that's real easy. It's real easy for you to allow people to pull you down when you're trying to pull them up. You worry about you raise your vibration, they'll come up to you. They'll come up to you. I know you're caught in your head. Believe me, I'm looking at your 2nd house and I'm looking at your 6th house, and I so get it. I know it. I feel it. And I know that you are moving forward. Okay, just a quickie. Remember, because you're on Patreon, we've talked about this multiple times, about all the outer planets changing and this shift that's going on with you of all of the outside planets. Like, you've just had Pluto, which it's going to be a Pluto square. It's like building, because it's at 3 degrees. This is at 4 degrees. That's okay. You're used to restrictions. You're used to, because this says transform. I need to heal my own inner child. So that's what the next 20 years that you're going to be working on. Saturn and Neptune are going to be moving into your partnership sector. We know where that's moving. Jupiter is going to move into your career sector. And in July, Uranus is going to be sitting right here. It's going to move into your 9th house. Does that mean a move? Does that mean travel? Does that mean it'll have something to do with healing of the childhood wound, of freedom, liberation, letting go, release? And so this is going to be a year that everything is working for a purpose. It's in harmony. It just doesn't always feel like it's good at the time. And I'm sorry about that. I am sorry about that. But it's you embracing your spidey senses, because you're spot on. You're always spot on. All right, I'm sending you big hugs. Sending you a big, and focus on freaking self-care, girlfriend. Focus on that self-care. All right, I'll see ya. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Angela. Alrighty. Thanks for waiting, Angela. I greatly appreciate you being here. 8. Okay. Let's see. What time? I'm hoping everybody's having a good transition, or at least taking care of themselves, drinking their tea, getting lots of rest. I know that this time in between eclipses usually gives you headaches, and it's exhaustion, and it's thirsty, and it's like, I want to do everything, and then things are just not running on time. And for some people who like change, this is their season. All right, let's see. Angela, let's find you. Oh, okay, I found you. All right, shiny gems, big fat heart. Sue loves astrology. Is there a brief reading for the same price as here, or else I'll muster the courage here one day? Sue, I didn't finish reading it. I'm sorry. The readings are an hour or an hour and a half, unless you, yeah, you got this. Be brave. All right, let me, Angela, it says, what's going to be affecting me in the next 2 to 3 months? I'm worried about your job and just being financially okay. And health. Oh, 3 special needs children. God bless. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's see. Oh. Okay. So you've just had a year and a half and you're not 100% through it with, you had a nodal return and you're going to be having an eclipse on the 29th that's going to be activating your north node in your chart of partnerships. You got a lot of stuff going on in your 12th house. Oh, that's fear. That's release. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about this. Oh, moon in Scorpio. Look, Angela, anybody who has a moon in Scorpio, I love moon in Scorpio. They're intuitive. They dream. They know. When they talk to people, they want to look people right in the eye. And when people don't look them in the eye, they know something. They're like literally, you look into their soul and then you move in closer and then you want to touch, like touch an arm, touch a hand, because people lie and energy doesn't. And you're like a human lie detector. Like, I love that about you. All right, so let's talk about, you wanted to talk about your job and you wanted to talk about definitely your children and what's going on there. Okay. Okay. Your career. I'm going to start off with that. Right now, I don't know exactly what job you do, but your chart ruler is Venus. You should always pay attention whenever Venus stations retrograde, about every year and a half, because she rules over what happens in your life. Wherever she goes, she brings people, places, and things together until she's retrograde, and then she takes things apart. She's literally in your partnership sector. If the first house is you, the 7th house is you with everybody else. Business, clients, consultations, life partner, best friends, open enemies. Mercury is also stationed retrograde. So Mercury rules over your travel sector, and Mercury rules over your 12th house. 12th house is the house of fears. It's the house of karma. It's the house of isolation. And you have a lot going on there. And so I bring that up because, okay, it's getting too cluttered. You can't even see. Oh, my comments. Thank you. Oh, you work in public transportation. Oh my God, I'm sure you're really feeling this. Okay, since you work in public transportation, your gut instinct with people is always going to be right. Always trust your gut, especially when it comes to safety. Because it's transportation, anything that has to do with writing or traveling or anything, Mercury. If you follow Mercury, you will know when people are going to be late or things are going to break down or things are going to get lost, because Mercury rules that. All right, let's talk about this. You just had a full moon on the 14th, a huge full moon illuminating your 12th house of fears, of the, you have, I don't, like, this is a lot. Mars, where you initiate. Sun, Mars conjunct the sun, and then let's throw in Venus and Mercury. I have Mercury in my 12th house. Having all of this in your 12th house usually means that you can connect to the spiritual realm. You should be able to do it through dreams, astral travel, astral projection, the Akashic records, connection with your ancestors, stopping your dreams, rewinding your dreams. Like, I do dream work, like work in my dream and say, I need a solution to this. You've got a lot there. Having the sign in the sign of Virgo is racing thoughts all the time, when you're awake and when you're asleep. And it can be debilitating. If you don't take care of your mind, your body, your spirit, you will be sick, and your body will tell you, like literally your body will shut down. This last full moon, it was revealing to you areas of your life in which you need to practice self-care. And so what do I have to let go of? And so the eclipse was saying we need to eclipse this out. Broken record, get it gone. The 12th house brings in topics of connecting to the divine, but it's also taking that deep dive to understand, why do I feel like that? Or has this been passed down from grandparent to parent to me? Like, is this a repeated pattern? And I need to stop it before it moves on to the next generation, my child. And I don't know what the special needs of your children are. I was a teacher for 35 years. I believe that everybody has some form of a disability. For some people, it's diabetes. For other people, it's being on the spectrum. For other people, it's being blind. For other people, it's like it's all over the place. Everybody is good at something, and everybody has something that they have to overcome. Being born to you is the gift of you helping them to manage their lives by appreciating their skills, not doing for them what they can do for themselves, because that's enabling and allowing them to be them. And so you have Pluto going into your 5th house of children in the sign of Aquarius. How can I come up with unique strategies and ideas in order to foster independence and creativity, not just for myself, but for my children? You also are going to be focused for the next year and a half on your health, on getting rid of bad habits, on focusing on alternative healthcare and healing practices, not only for yourself. Like, this could be seeing a chiropractor, seeing somebody, like doing a sound bath, anything, and it's not just going to be for you. It's going to also be for your family. This South Node is going to ask you to get rid of a lot of difficult things that people don't see. The 12th house, nobody knows about you. Having OCD or tendencies for perfection and having to release it and let it go is really, really hard. And you're going to be working on that. It's going to be you letting go. March, is it March? April. Jupiter is going to be moving into your career sector. When Jupiter moves into that sign, it will be a year of abundance, of moving things along with your career. Okay, let me get rid of all this so it's not. Remember, water signs all work well together. And so you now have Mars moving direct, and it's working with, I need to ask for that pay raise. I need to pay attention to where everything's going and what's going on. Pluto, I don't want to be wounded because of this. Pluto's always a trauma signature, so we look at it as you have been wounded in the past with your own, this could be like scarcity mindset, and how do I work with that? All right, I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. Let me look. You always go with your gut. Speaking of which, having that much Virgo energy, any problems that you have, they'll be with digestion, they'll be with your gut, they'll be with food not agreeing with you, or like getting the gurgles or the bellyache or whatever. That, because that's where you hold it, you store it right there. Lately I've been wanting to do is travel. Let's talk about travel. Yeah, Jupiter's going to be here for just a few more months. That says I need to travel, I want to get out. When Uranus goes here in July 7th, when Uranus comes here, it's sporadic. Short trip here, long trip there. I got to study this, I want to do this, I want, like, it will rock your world. It will expand your mind. Uranus is freedom and liberation, and that's what it wants to do. You have 2 autism, and 1 was born and is delayed. And okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, okay, thank you, Angela. Thank you very much. And sending air hugs to you and all of your munchkins. Let me see who is next in the queue. Oh, Gabriella? Oh, Gabby. Sorry, Gabby. Gabby. I love the name Gabriella. Let me see here. All right. Oh, okay, I will. Okay. Wait a minute. Queens. And what's coming my way? And you want Placidus? This is my third nodal return. Okay, she does want Placidus. Okay, I can do it. Let's get it going. Okay. So, wait. What's coming this way? This is my third nodal return. The first one I moved countries. Oh, okay, I totally understand that. All right, Gabby, let's talk. Can I use Placidus? Absolutely. And meant to say this is third time north node in Pisces, not nodal return. Okay, because I was looking at that. I had to read it 3 times. You probably heard me read it 3 times. I was like, wait a minute, she's not old enough. Yeah, not, but okay, I get it. It makes sense now. Yeah. Third time north node in Pisces, not nodal return. Yeah, I didn't think you were old enough for that. Okay, so let's talk. All right, Gabby. Was there a question? Or I read everything and didn't think. Okay, let's talk about this. You know, your chart doesn't change too much with Placidus versus the whole sign. But let me look at 21 degrees, 21 degrees. Oh, your nodes are square. Do you know your nodes are square Saturn? And your south node is conjunct your Lotta spirit. I absolutely love that. Your Lotta spirit is where you have luck for health, and it's in your second house of money and resources and your skill set and your talents. And a south node, in a nutshell, south node in Leo is your voice. You were of royalty, or you were popular, important in your past lifetime, and it didn't go as well. And in this lifetime, you are supposed to be working on using your voice for others. And in the 8th house of shared resources and taboo topics, like not being afraid to discuss things, having it square Saturn, any type of a square to the nodes, remember, is a skip step or a misstep. It means that every time that these are activated, it literally lights up your chart and say, time to learn a lesson. Let's get this going on. All right, so knowing that, let's talk about what is going on with you right now. There we go. All right. Okay. This is a lot, girlfriend. This is just a lot. So in your 10th house, so your 10th house, I don't know, obviously you use Placidus, so you must know some about astrology. And so the 10th house is literally the top of your chart. It's your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy. It is how authority people look down and see you as a worker, but also you as an authority figure over other people. It's what do you want to do and the reputation that you want to have, the legacy that you want to leave behind. And so, yeah, you got a lot going on here. All of this is sitting on top of, it's all in your career sector. Like this is for the last year and a half with the eclipses in Aries and Libra, it was who are you and who are you at home? Who are you with your career? What sacrifices have you made for home? Aries is the person, Libra is the we. you in relationship, but your relationships have to do with home. And so this is what opposes your home. And what it opposes is Pluto with your south node literally sitting on top of it. I'm going to, like, at 27 degrees. Pluto's a trauma signature. I've said it. Pluto is the god of the underworld, and it asks for us to transform. And the transformation are not always easy, because it usually means giving up of the things that we covet, that we think that we need. And yours is in your fourth house in the sign of Virgo, where there was a trauma. Okay, Pluto in the fourth house means there was trauma when you were younger, and security. And in this, I'm going to throw in the Libra part. Some probably meant that there was arguing and fighting, and you wanted peace and harmony. And you got Uranus here, and there's like chaos and upset and instability. And so, having a south node on top of it, same degree, it's triggering everything about when you were younger, and what should I have let go? What do I now need to still let go? You had a full moon that rocked your world starting on the 14th. You started feeling it, like if you were to go back to the beginning of February, you started to feel that things were changing then. Full moons illuminate, bring to the light secrets, hidden things. This is about getting rid of traditions, or maybe finding out like ancestry DNA, about connections to people. Full moons bring about things that we didn't know at the time, but now we can now hear about. Okay, you're saying yes, so I'm hoping, like, I'm throwing darts and making sure it makes sense. How do I, Gabby, let this go so it doesn't affect me moving forward? I would like to say it was going to be an easy process, but this is going to be an 18-month go round. And it's not going to all be difficult. There's going to be some of it that will be relief. It'll be, oh, I was carrying this weight and nobody asked you to carry it. Some people just expected you to carry it. And you took upon some of the responsibilities yourself. As a Cancer rising, you are ruled by the moon. Wherever the moon is at, it is a huge impact on your body. Like literally, your body starts vibrating days before a moon, the full moon, new moon, and then when there's an eclipse, like it's like tingling all over. You just know. And so knowing that, you are going to be working on self-care. What does home look like? What does my foundation look like? The fourth is at the bottom, and so the bottom is the foundation of which I want to build my life upon. And so this is you saying, I don't have to live with this anymore. I don't have to have these. I can let these go. And you will be reminded over the next 18 months of many things that need to be let go, need to be released. And whether it's donated, it could be a move. Usually when the nodes activate the 4th and the 10th house, it usually means leave a job, get a new job, retire from a job, quit, get fired, choose something new for a career. And home, downsize, move, remodel something big, but it's release and let go of something big that happens with home. And so that's what you're working with. And so it's going to be good. Like in the end, you're going to say, okay, this was a burden that I have been carrying for a long time. I want to add to this. You have Pluto in Aquarius. Now, it's at 3 degrees, but it's backed up into your 7th house of partnership. Pluto is going to be transiting for 20 years, and it will eventually go across your personal north node, your natal north node. Having Pluto in your 7th house means all partnerships need to be vetted. That means clients, and Aquarius is unique, unusual. It means like you will have all kinds of different opportunities for different things. And so having Pluto here is an opportunity to say, is that real? Is it not? Get it gone. I don't have time for that in my life. Like you're going to have, it will be, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it'll be in a quincunx. Yeah, it's all right. Let me look and see what else we got going on here. Neptune, 29th degree. It's just going to be hanging out here. Even when Neptune moves into 0 degrees of Aries, Neptune in 0 degrees of Aries is really going to initiate, this is my dream job. This is really what I want to do. Things won't settle in for a few weeks until Saturn comes to join the party. But this is definitely you looking. You were just about, okay, I'm so sorry. All right, Gabby, I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Oh, wait a minute, one more thing, Gab. You have Uranus sitting on top of your Saturn. Uranus is freedom and liberation, and Saturn is restrictions in the sign of Taurus, liking solid, stable, reliable goals, hopes, wishes, dreams, networks, people that you collaborate with. Saturn is going to break you free from, like, you're going to be releasing and letting go of some groups and organizations and dreams and goals that you've wanted because you have changed and evolved, and now you need to, they need to be leveled up. They need to be altered and changed. All right. Thanks, Gabby. Thanks for being here. Thank you for trusting me. All right, let me see. All right. Goodness gracious. All right, Linda. Thanks, Linda, for being here. What's the date of the birth?
19th.
No, that's the year. I need the date. Linda, I need your date, dear. 115.
January 1960.
I know it's January, but I need,
I didn't see that.
It's okay. It's okay. Hit me up in the queue there while I, it's not going to let me do anything until I know. It won't let me.
1
January, I'm sorry.
January 1st.
Oh, she's January 1st. Okay.
1963.
Thank you. Now it'll take it. January, you were a brand new baby. January baby. Pontiac, Michigan. Okay. I appreciate you being here. Let me go back to whole sign. All right, let's talk, Linda. Take. All right, so thank you, Linda. I greatly appreciate that. All right, so Linda, you, Libra rising, ruled by Venus, currently retrograde, probably making some things difficult. I love Libra rising. You're just absolutely beautiful and harmonious, and people, okay, the difficult is people pleasers, but let's see. You have your nodes at 29 degrees conjunct Mercury. Okay, let's talk about that for just a hot second too. 29 is an anaretic degree. Anything that's 0 or 29, think of it as a final exam. This is a final exam lifetime of, I got to get it right in this lifetime. And so you've got your south node in Capricorn. Linda, I picked the wrong mountain in the last lifetime. It has something to do with house, home, family traditions, and my voice wasn't heard. I didn't communicate well, and you probably stayed, okay, I'm going to say because there were children involved, because Saturn is in your 5th house of children and creativity. And then in this lifetime, what is Linda supposed to be focused on? Because you're going to get the same problems again. They're, the life lessons again. In this lifetime, I am supposed to be working on me being seen in the outside world for the nurturing and caring. And North Node in Cancer is intuition, it's dreams, it's home, it's nurturing and caring. It's ruled by the moon in Pisces. And look, I love moon in Pisces. Moon in Pisces, generally, they have abilities that has to do with dreaming and psychic abilities. And you have Jupiter here, and you have Chiron here. So all of this is being activated. And having all of this watery, cancery energy here, oh, you have a beautiful water trine, usually means that you have memories that go way back, like itty bitty little kid. If you ask most people what's your earliest memory, they'll say, oh, middle school. Some will say elementary. Like, I can go back. I can go way back. And I bet you can too. So, loving this grand water trine. Okay, so let's talk about what's being activated, because this is going to be your moon. This is about self-care. Okay. Okay, let me pull up the bi wheel. So, Linda, your wheel is on the inside, still the same. Like, there's your moon. Do you see all of this is you, and this is all the transiting energy. This is you, and this is all the transiting energy. Now, I want to talk about, remember, you're the Virgo, you're the Libra rising, ruled by Venus, that she's currently retrograde in your partnership sector. So she's literally having you go over friends, clients, best friends, partners, relationships, contracts, agreements, anything that's written, like documents, all of those things. And she's like, let's go back to the table. Let's rewrite this. Let's redo our friendship. Is this fair? Is this equitable? Like, she's wanting you to rebalance and have harmony in that area of your life. On top of that, all of this energy, you just had a full moon. The full moon was sitting in your 12th house of your hidden, what you don't share with other people. You have Pluto here. Pluto, again, a trauma signature. Uranus is shock, surprise. It opposes your moon, Jupiter, and Chiron. Your Chiron is at 7 degrees, which generally represents at or around the age of 7, there was some type of a wound. It could have been 6, 7, 8, but it would have been a wound that you would remember and like need to work on over the rest of your life. That's how we learn our lessons. And so knowing that all of this energy is going to be activating your moon, your intuition, your Jupiter, your Chiron. I look at this as more of a connection to spirit, connection to divine, an opening up of like a portal to like an awakening, to get more connected to, like, I don't know if you astral travel, astral projection, to do the Akashic records, to do anything that has to do with dream work, anything that has to do with meditation, anything that has to do. The 6th house is the house of your mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being, and how can I be of service to others? I don't know if you're using your talents for others, but this is a beautiful opportunity to expand what you've got and use it for a career. This could be Reiki. This could be a chiropractor. This could be sound therapy. Like, all of these are things that you could be doing. I've always seen and known things, right? Yeah, well, it's going to amplify. Usually it like comes in waves of like these moments of, I don't know how else to describe it. It's sometimes it's something that was suppressed, and then sometimes it's a whole new skill set that you just, and you think everybody else has got it or know it, they don't. And so you could use your talents for your career. I absolutely love this. And yeah, because Jupiter, there has to be something that has to do, if you do not take care of yourself, because the moon is here, if you don't take care of your mental health, well-being, this is about getting sick, and it's about getting rid of bad habits, and it's about ignoring the signs of things, and then they will become blatantly obvious, and I have to focus on that in order to heal, or to move towards a holistic healing of your, it's mind, body, spirit. I'm hoping that this makes sense. My son right? Your spidey senses. Yeah, that's what my kids call it. And they happen, or they just know it, right? Yeah. Yeah, you went through a house fire. Oh my gosh. Okay, so knowing that there could be lung issues, the sixth house gives you alternative ways of how can I heal this. I don't know. Do you use a red light? Like I swear by my red light. I swear by a few things. But Virgo is about healing and it's about being of service, generally rules the sixth house. Pisces rules the 12th house. And so yours are flipped, and it's bringing in what we know from the ethereal and grounding it into the now. And how do you... Oh, you went through it in 2023. Okay. Oh, red light. I love my red light. Mine's by Huga. Almost died in a house fire. I'm glad you did not. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Well, know that, remember, you've got that beautiful water trine of all of this watery energy working together. And so this is, I can make money for my career, and I can work from home. I can find a healthy balance, and it needs to be in the health and wellness field. Or how can I be of service to others? So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. And know that things are going to be unfolding as the next few weeks, actually, yeah, in the next 6 weeks, things are going to be unfolding at a rapid pace. Realignment of, I would, yeah, let me look. Yeah, okay. Let me talk about Pluto. You're going to have Pluto in your 5th house, and it's going to be inching closer to your Saturn. Pluto wants transformation. Aquarius is airwaves, connecting to others, and it's unusual. And the 5th house is children, creativity, and finding joy. And Saturn is, it has to be grounded. And so that's what you are going to be working on for the next, 19 more years. All right, I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I absolutely, I love this for you. Okay, so sorry, one more thing. Knowing that you could possibly use this for a career, Jupiter is going to be moving into your 10th house in June, and then Uranus is going to be moving into your 9th house. Okay, the 10th house is your career and your job, reputation. And Uranus, and Jupiter wants to expand it, and Uranus is going into your 9th house. The 9th house is taking a class, taking a workshop, or travel. And so this could be, oh, I'm going to take this class. I'm going to teach this class. I want to travel here. I want to gain this knowledge. I want to dive into this esoteric. So like you're literally setting yourself up. I love this for you. Thanks, Linda. Thank you for being here. Okay, oh, there we go. Let me get a new chart. Yeah. There we go. So sorry. We're having some technical difficulties. Of course. That's okay. I can read it. Oh, it's Alyssa. It is nice to meet you, Alyssa, and thank you for trusting me. Oh my goodness, you just had a birthday. Okay. Hold on. Make sure I got it all right. I do. All right. Can you tell me about your love life and what I should know for my recent future? Yeah, let's talk about it, Alyssa. Okay, so yes, super glad that you are here. Okay. And all right, so you're an Aquarius. I love this. Aquarius rising. Let your freak flag fly, girlfriend. This is, you are never the same person on any given day. Like you could be at a concert, and you could be on a farm, you could be on a boat, you could be anything and everything all the time. You are ruled by Uranus and Saturn. I absolutely love this, right? I'm telling you, like I got a son who is, and I'm like, oh, Brandon, let your freak flag out, buddy. Like just wave it for everybody. You know, we don't hide our crazy here. We just like that's how we find our tribe. So you have Venus here. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and you have Mercury, the way that you. So having Mercury here is such a benefit because you can talk to a CEO or a transient. Like the way that you communicate with people is meet them with where they are. Let's see. Oh, Moon in Cancer. Okay, loving that. What else? Your nodes, Taurus and Scorpio. And, oh, Pluto at 0, so you've never done that before. I'm going to say this is close enough to a square. Okay, so know that your south node in Taurus, I stayed too long. I said I would at home, and Venus is the ruler of it. Venus is in your first house. Okay, we look at the south node as where things went wrong, and then we look for the gifts from it. But first we look negative, and we say, in a past lifetime, yeah, you stayed too long, and I don't know, it was definitely about you because Venus is in your first house of your identity, and so there were unusual circumstances. And so in this lifetime, you are supposed to be focusing on your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy, you in the outside world, and using your spidey senses because it's in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is following my intuition because people lie and energy doesn't. And so the ruler of this, Pluto and Mars. So I use it in partnerships. Although you've never used it in, because it's a 0 with your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and the way that you network. Knowing all of this, the chart ruler of Taurus, being Venus, is in your first house. You will fight the same battles. You will come up against your own self of how do I liberate myself from this? How do I not become stagnant? How do I not get stuck here, stuck in this relationship, a feeling of stuck instead of freedom and liberation for what you want to do? And so I don't know what kind of a relationship you're in right now, but what we're going to touch on the love life. Okay, so let me do a bi-wheel. So just knowing that, what you do is you set yourself up for the same experiences in this lifetime over and over until you get it. Until you repeat, until you acknowledge those patterns. And then you have to say, what were the lessons? So then we look at it as, what are the gifts? The gift of the South Node in Taurus, slow, steady, reliable, responsible. You have all those qualities. So we look at the difficulty and then we also look at the positive. Okay, so you do have a boyfriend. All right. Your boyfriend's probably really good looking. You like Leo, or like that. You like that fiery energy. All right. So this is what's lighting up your chart. Oh, you're having your Saturn return. Okay. Your first Saturn return. So like that 28, 29, 30 years old. Okay. So this is a time period where life is kind of kicking you in the butt and saying, I need to grow up. I need to be responsible. I need to get my act in gear. And Saturn's going to be here for a little bit longer. Up until that 28, 29, 30, you're getting all of your lessons for the first time in your life. Like you're just trying to put your feet on the ground and experience life. After we have, let me get rid of this. Because this is at 22 and yours is at 15, it's been here for the last 2.5 years. It's getting ready to leave. It's going to leave in, I think, like another month and a half. And it'll be good because then you are like astrologically considered an adult. You've had all your lessons the first time. Now you have to pick a path for the next 20, 28, 29, 30 years until you get to that 58, 59, 60. And then I have to pick the right path. So now are the lessons of, if I pick the wrong path, like what's going to happen for your career, your job, your home, your family. Like you are now in search of what is right and choosing right because you want to get it right. And so all of this You had a eclipse, a full moon. Oh, let's talk about 23 also. Because your Chiron wound is at 23 degrees, and the moon that we had on the 14th was probably an intense one. 23 is about 21, 22, 23, 24. There was something big that happened, or it was a time when you realized that you had control over some things and had to release control, or had ownership or responsibility in some things. And it's like, how do I move on past this? And so it was in your 8th house, which is it's a hard house. It's the house of sexuality, it's taboo topics, it's the house of shared resources or intimacy that you share with other people. And so knowing that, these eclipses for the next 18 months are going to be activating these two areas of your life. What is mine, your 2nd house? What is the other, with other people? And so if there's a relationship that moves forward, okay, let's talk about moving forward. This is Mars, and you're going to be having a Mars return when Mars gets to be 14 degrees. So let's give it a good few more months. Is it a couple more months? Mars will be at 14 degrees. You're going to be starting a brand new 2-year cycle of Mars, what you want to initiate with a partner. Can be best friend, can be clients, can be your significant other. Moving forward with that, there needs to be contracts. There needs to be a release of control and power, but also it's the 8th house is it's in the sign of Virgo. I want to have control over this. I don't want to work from a space of fear. And the 2nd house, look, having Saturn and the sun in Pisces, you have money one day and the money is gone the next day. It just whoosh, goes away. And so Saturn wants to bring limitations or boundaries to it. And so this can mean over the next 18 months, you're definitely going to be working on a budget. Where do you invest your money? Who do you invest in? And that means people. And that means, like, this could be a business partner, but like this could mean like with a intimate partner. This could also mean healing that comes from the past, because the 8th house is deep psychological healing after things have been revealed. And so that's what the full moons do, they reveal. And so you have all of those great opportunities. You are going to have, let's see, on contracts, yes, we're talking a lot about that. Okay, I would say because Venus, look, Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, I would try to sign nothing until after the middle of next month, towards the end of next month. And then I would say, all right, let's work towards an agreement. And things, actually, all the planets will be moving direct by the middle of next month. And so that's the time to launch things, to begin something new. And so this is a pause time of taking stock of everything that you have, because literally you're looking at all your money. You're looking at your resources. You're looking at where do you make money? How do you make money? Because it's in a harmonious aspect to your North Node, this is using my spidey senses, my gut instinct, something that has to do with healing or connection to tribe, or all of those that for a job. This is a skill set or a talent. Having Pluto in your 1st house, it's going to be here for the next 20 years. Pluto takes no prisoners. Pluto says, grow the F up and get your act in gear. Something that my own son does not want to hear, because, again, he's Aquarius. He wants to just, like, say what he wants, do what he wants, let his freak flag fly. And there's a time and a place. And then once you reach that, like, 30 years old, you're like, okay, I now have to pick a path and do better, know better. And I love this for you. Like, you've got so much going on. And then with this Mars return, this is like, let's make a 2-year plan. I don't know what this could be a 2-year plan for clients also. So, and okay, I'm circling way too much. Hold on. Jupiter in your 5th house can bring unexpected. Jupiter wants to expand, and when Uranus comes into your 5th house in July, can bring unexpected shock, surprise, baby. So just throwing that out there. Yeah. All right. Sending you some hugs, Alyssa. Thank you for being here. The connection between my second and self has been confusing. The second is all about your money, and the 7th house is all about the partnership of who you share resources with. The 2nd house is everything that has to do with you personally. What does Alyssa need for security? Is it money? Is it like, because that's where your sun is at. It's your self-esteem. It's what you love, who you love, how you love. Yours is in the sign of Pisces. It's you want universal, like love. And the 7th house, because the 1st is about you, the 7th is everybody else. The sign of Leo, loyalty. You want loyalty, you want kindness, you want protection. That's what Leo energy is. So I'm hoping all that makes sense. Yeah, shocking baby. I'm not kidding. Like Uranus can be like, wasn't planning on that, and then it just happens. Like literally, accidents happen. All right, sending you hugs, dear.
Tell Rebecca.
Yeah,
Rebecca,
yeah.
you need. She only gave her birthday.
Rebecca, I need exact date, time, and location of your birth. For example, like January 1st, 1992 in New York, New York. Yeah, I need date, time, and location in order for that to make sense. All right.
We're skipping her.
Okay.
This is
And then I will come right back to that.
a friend of Shay.
Okay. Oh, shiny gems. All right. Oh, your friend's name is Night. I like Night. Okay. Hold on. Oh, October 28th. I love that. 28. 1991. 1224. And born in Edmond. Okay, I got this. Canada. Okay, first off, I love anybody who's born at that time period. Okay. Okay, there were no questions asked, so I'm just gonna share what I got. Hey, Night, glad that you are here. All right, you have Algol, right? Okay, so I don't put the asteroids in with this. I keep the asteroids separate until, now if we were to do a private reading, like off of here, I would, because I have to adjust the chart. You have Algol hitting your Uranus in your Taurus 7th house soon, and it's indicating a new partner. Yeah, Algol. Wendy Knight, hello, beautiful. Hello to you. All right. Okay. Jake Tate, take this. Okay, so let's talk Night. Any friend of Shiny Gems is a friend of mine. Can we just talk about this beautiful Scorpio energy here? Look, I'm a fan of Scorpio, but this is like a lot. You not only have your sun here, you have your Mars here, you have your Pluto here, you have, you know what, no wonder you and Shiny Gems are close, because this is like, there are no topics that are off. Look, Scorpio energy, they're not afraid to talk about anything, anytime, anywhere. And yours in the 12th house is the hidden house. I have my sun and other planets there also. So it's not everybody sees you, not everybody gets you. And you have a lot of intuition. You have this beautiful sextile and a trine to your south node. And then that's a trine to your south node and then a sextile to your north node, which I absolutely love. All right. Goodness gracious. I'm telling you, like that's some serious Scorpio energy. And Virgo. Okay. I could sit and stare at your chart all day. Let me pull up like what's going on. Sorry, Shiny Gems. Sorry, Night. let's see here. So this eclipse is going to be, this eclipse series, the planets, everything is going to be really big for you because of every sorry. Let me do it again. Because the eclipses are occurring on your top of your chart and the bottom of your chart, your 4th and your 10th house. There we go. So this and this and all of this, it generally represents like a move. It generally represents a shifting of a job, a career. I think, if you don't mind, I'm going to backtrack for just a second and add to it. Okay, you have a south node in Cancer, and I'm going to say it's conjunct your moon. It's pretty darn close, so within just a few degrees. South node in Cancer is things went bad, 8th house. Like I would say, like you were probably personal property to somebody, and like sold, or because the moon is there, feminine energy. You will repeat some of these patterns or see it, and what opposes you is, it's shocking, it's surprising. Neptune, trust, belief. I want to dream, I want to believe, I want to have faith, I want to have hope, but sometimes I have those rose-colored glasses and I'm not seeing things clearly. Okay, so the negative is taken advantage of. The positive, because you lost all your money, your resources, you lost everything. The 8th house is where you invested in people, places, and things. And your investments, you literally, like, they're gone. They were gone. And so in this lifetime, you have to focus on you. You have to focus on your money and building your own wealth. The sign of Capricorn, think of it as the sea goat, and it's half goat, so it climbs to the top of the mountain with hardly any air and hardly any food, and then the tail of a fish, because it can go to the deepest of the water. And so it's, night, have to build my own wealth because it's the 2nd house of cash, property, skill set. I can't rely on anybody else. I cannot be duped. I have to work hard in order to get these things and acquire these things. It's in a harmonious aspect. It's 2 signs down, and it's in this water sign here, water and water, so it's working well with this. By following your intuition, getting rid of, like, the 12th house is where we bring back karma to say, I'm gonna do that lesson one more time, what the heck, and I'm gonna use my intuition, I'm gonna use my spirit guides, my ancestors, I am going to go within. Usually the 12th house can mean hospitalization or meditation, yoga. It's intuition. It's where we sit and be alone. And you will have to be careful in this lifetime with depression, with anxiety, with, I'm going to throw it out there, drugs, anything that takes you away from the earthly realm, because life gets hard. And so, oh, you had a near-death experience about a year ago. Do you know that people who have Sun in Scorpio often almost cause their mother's death in birth? Most of the time. Not that I would, like, it's a thing. So a near-death experience, oh my gosh. And the whole 12th house, like, we could literally track the transits of it. You have, oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, and your mom, okay. Well, knowing that, people who have a lot of Scorpio energy, death does not scare them. Real people who are unpredictable scare them. Like, and so you are going to be working with, okay, I'm going to remove all of this and talk about where we are now. The South Node up at the top of your chart, it's going to be activating your Jupiter and your Venus in Virgo. Studious, hardworking, job, career, and a letting go, a releasing. This could be leaving my job, retiring from my job, quitting, getting fired, getting a new job. This is, do I move my home? Do I, like, what does home look like? Do I remodel a home? Do I move? Does somebody move in with me? Remember that this going on is not going to happen like right now. For some people, it will literally take until the end of the 18 months but know that this is what's going to be activating things right now. This is going to be sitting on top of your Venus. Venus is about money. Venus is, and your chart ruler is Jupiter. Hard, like details, organized, structured. Like all of these are two away from each other. People just shouldn't lie to you, and you have the copious notes within your own head of knowing. I don't know. Okay, good. Okay. Knowing that, I'm going to go back to this. I don't know if you're in a partnership. So your chart ruler is Sagittarius, is Jupiter. And Jupiter's in your 7th house. So oftentimes this is like, what is my partner doing? And so we know that when you have this shift going on here, it also affects you and any partnership. Now the partner can be a significant other, it can be a client, it can be best friends, it could be people that you work with, like that we're signing contracts and documentation. And they should always know, all right? You have enough Scorpio energy. I keep my Scorpio friends close because they keep me safe, because I don't always see it coming. All right, so knowing that this is going on, Jupiter's expanding your partnership sector. I love this for you. This is going to be moving on, and let's talk about this. In July, Uranus is going to be moving into your 7th house. Okay, Gemini usually means like 2 partners, and so I'm not going there, but I'm just letting you know, having Gemini in the 7th house can mean needing 2 different partners in your life for different reasons that maybe one won't meet all the needs of, or yeah, no, okay, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right. Oh, okay, 2 boyfriends. Okay, I didn't know about, yeah, aligned with, yeah, she's about to have 2 boyfriends. Yep, that's, I'm thinking 2 partners, 2 something is what I'm thinking. Yeah, or the opportunity of. Well, then it means the 7th house means you and somebody else. So it means 2 different clients, 2 different contracts, 2 different, it's you and 2 best friends. In the sign of Gemini, it means duality, or somebody who could be bi, or if that makes sense. All right. Hoping all of this makes sense. All right. I understand what 2 it means. Okay. Glad you got the, because I'll keep going until you get it. I'm sending you air hugs, and any friend of Shiny Gems is definitely a friend of mine, and of course you would be her friend with all of that Scorpio energy there. God, I love it. I love it. I love Scorpio energy. All right, let me see who is next in the queue.
See if you have Winnie Knight's information, because she didn't send it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. Wendy Knight. You know, girlfriend, I got you covered. Okay. Oh, that's right. You have that big square, that cross. Okay, let's talk about this, Wendy. Yeah, I have yours saved, Shiny Gems saved. Like, okay. Night, good night, Sun Owl. Of course, Night with the, like, let's just talk about your name for just a hot second. Night, 12th house, Scorpio, dark, and Sun Owl. Sun being in the 12th house. I love it. Okay. All right, let's move on here. Wendy, super excited. I got it. Oh yeah, I'm good. Yeah, she's on my save list. All right, Wendy. Okay, so you didn't have a question, so I'm just going to start rattling off as I see it. Oh, you do have a question. Sorry, he didn't share the question. Okay. Am I going to get... Oh, is this hers? Yep. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so... Okay, hold on. Let's talk about that. Okay. Your job. All of this and all of this and all of this, and all of this. All right. The north node up at the top and the south node at the bottom always mean moving towards and leaving. This is at 27 degrees. I'm not saying things are going to happen like right now, but I'm saying it could happen in the next year to 18 months. Absolutely. It could mean leaving your job to go on to a different job. It could mean a lateral move. But having the south node down here also means a move. It means a release or a let go. It could mean of traditions because you have Pluto and Uranus here. It could mean of things that were piled on. Like it could literally mean I'm going to clean out the attic and this was passed down from grandparents to parents to you, and it does not have the meaning for me that it means for everybody else. Having Pluto in your fourth house is hard because it means that home life was difficult when you were younger, and Uranus means like chaotic. And so how do we release that? How do we let that go? How do we create a more a healthier atmosphere at home? It's about self-care. It's about finding your perfect fit for where you're supposed to go. You are having a Jupiter return. I know that, or I think that we've talked about this. Jupiter is at 14 degrees sitting on top of your north node. It's expanding everything that has to do with you. Jupiter can mean pregnancy weight. It can mean gaining weight that's muscle. Jupiter can mean people can see you. Jupiter can mean launching of things. The first house is your identity. It's everything about you. And it's in the sign of Gemini. Thoughts, ideas, communication, writing, 2 different jobs, 2 different everything. Jupiter here, you are going to be starting a brand new 12-year cycle with who you are. And this could mean new health and wellness. This is definitely going to be like the beginning of a new chapter for you. I'm going to clear out some of this so it doesn't become too confusing. But you have Mars moving direct, sitting on top of your sun. Mars.
She said I'm Gemini rising.
Yeah, she is Gemini rising. Yeah, yeah. Mars in Cancer in your second house is on top of your sun in your second house of your money, your cash, your skill set, your property, your personal resources, saying, I have to ask for it. I have to go after my value, my worth. I have to initiate it. It is for me to have security. And so this is like setting you up for what you want, what you need. Know your value, know your worth. Let's see. Yeah. We have Gemini rising. Oh, you just bought a new home. Okay, I like that. Okay, speaking of the new home then, let's pay attention to the job, because all of this is going to be here for the next 18 months. The next moon is going to be a new moon, which is going to be, it's a new moon in Aries, so starting something, the sun will shift into the sign of Aries this Thursday, and then the following Saturday on the 29th, there will be an eclipse, a new moon eclipse in your 11th house. That is hopes, wishes, dreams, goals, networks. Pay attention to who you are networking with, who you are aligned with. It's synchronicity of not just meeting this person, but this person knows somebody else. It's in the sign of Aries. I have to initiate it. This rules over this. And so you're looking at and saying, I have to network. It's not just for work. Networking is for, network can be my work associates, and network can be my like a knitting group or a bowling league or a group that you want to be part of to volunteer for. And so having this eclipse here, everything that's happened in February and up to the eclipse is sending you in a direction of networking with different people. It will be, it's big because it'll be a solar eclipse. It will illuminate people that you need to collaborate or connect with. And so I'm really liking that because that'll help you with the North Node in Pisces energy for the job and the career. And I'm just loving what I think is going to, I really think that something is going to shift with your career. And because then Jupiter is going to shift into the sign of Cancer, what is it, May, June? And then Jupiter expands your second house of money, your resources, your, like, where the money that you take in, and it'll be there for a year, and it'll go on top of your sun. And when it activates your sun, it'll be in a harmonious aspect with everything that's going on in your 10th house. So know that you have this divine timing, that there's definitely going to be some endings, but there's definitely going to be a realignment of a direction in which you're supposed to be moving. Let me see. Okay, these two, Venus and Mercury retrograde. Remember, Mercury is your chart ruler. Mercury is hard. Whenever Mercury stations retrograde, it affects you and it affects your home. It's like remodel, like losing things, traffic. And so things will be clearing up at the middle of next month. Yeah. And then Venus will be at the middle of next month also. Like things are just going to ease up. All planets will be moving direct by the middle of next month, and then we'll actually be able to start moving forward with things that we're wanting to launch now. I wouldn't launch anything until there is a small window if you choose to launch something this Saturday, but you're working with retrogrades, and so it's just a itty bitty little one. So I'm excited for you, Wendy. I'm really excited for you. I appreciate you being here, and congratulations on the move to the house. Mercury retrograde means that you're probably like renovating it and doing some things to it, but we know that expansion is going to be coming your way. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. All right. Okay, PM, hold on. Oops. Almost done. Sorry. I have to check and double check. There we go. And what's the question?
What's the future look like?
Oh, okay. I love those questions. Okay. Oh, Rebecca. That's right. Rebecca, that I needed to. Oh, Becca. My bad. Becca. All right. Wendy Knight, sending you hugs. Sending you hugs. Unpacking is off also. I want to purge the old. Look, this is the perfect time, Wendy, to purge the old because you're ruled by Mercury. This is like when I moved once during Mercury retrograde. I looked at some of the stuff and I said, why the heck did I even bring this? It was stupid. It was like I packed stuff. I purged after I moved. It was dumb. Yeah, so best of luck with that, Wendy. Congratulations. All right, Becca, let's talk to you. All right. Let's, okay. Sun in Pisces, that's going to be affected. Can we just talk about your nodal story for just a second? You have a South Node in Taurus. South Node, we look at it as where things were difficult, and if in a past lifetime, if you believe in that, and how you will repeat it in this lifetime if you lost everything that had to do with your career, your job, your legacy. Like everybody saw it happen. Everybody saw it happen. And it had something to do with partnership. Like, I don't know if a best friend took you down or a partner took you down, but it was not loyal. It was like, it was terrible. Now, the positive of how you are working with it is I am going to hone my spidey senses, my skills, my intuition. A North Node in Scorpio. Scorpio is looking at people in the eye and knowing and figuring out, fine-tuning your skills so you know when they're lying to you. So you know when they're telling the truth. You have the moon conjunct it, so we know that this was probably feminine energy. And feminine energy that opposed you. Like, I hate to say it, but this, I'm looking at this and saying, in a past lifetime, You could have been a man, could have been a woman, I'm not sure, but definitely a partner, woman, took everything, took you down, and you lost everything. House, home, everything. And it was public. It was like it's at the top of your chart. In this lifetime, you said, I want to redo this and I want to do it better. And what does better look like? Give me a second chance. Let's redo some of these things. And this time, I'm going to focus on building a solid home, building traditions, focusing on building a foundation. The fourth house is what is at the bottom of the chart. And so, Moon, who do I trust? Tapping into feminine energy, dreams, intuition, psychic ability. Look, I love the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is, you just know. Like, okay, I'm so, I am, yeah, well, okay. A stellium is usually 3 planets or more. You have Uranus and the moon and the the north node. I would consider it a stellium. Some astrologers say it has to be 4 more planets. I'm saying it's a lot of Scorpio energy to work with. It is a lot of you feeling everybody's feelings, you feeling all of their energy, and you picking up on it, getting depressed, getting sad, sullen, melancholy, and you needing Scorpio at the bottom of your chart usually means privacy in the home, needing a sacred space, and Uranus is like shock and surprise and yeah. Okay, so let's talk about how to work with that, because the skills that you can use from that are you are steady and reliable because you came from that. You came from building something that is sustainable, and you will do it again. And you will do it better by using your intuition of who do I trust. Okay, so now let's look at where we are with today. Okay, so here we have these eclipses, and they're sauntering through your second house that has to do so just a quick story. The first house is all about you. The second house is your money, your resources. It's what does Becca need in order to feel safe and secure? You're very Virgo-like, structured, organized, detailed. I need to know where everything is at, and there can be like organized piles. And it's your money, and it's people, and it's what do you covet? What do you value? The south node means I'm going to be releasing some of these things. The north node is I'm going to be moving towards this. If the second house is you and your money, the 8th house means where am I invested? You have your sun here. A sun in Pisces is watery, intuitive, psychic. Like you have water, like that's a lot of water. Like you've got a lot of, I have a water trine also. Water trine makes you very, very intuitive, most likely psychic. Is that your pain or my pain? I have a headache. I'm taking on too much energy. I want to do this, but now I'm so exhausted. It's feelings and emotions. It's knowing things and not always being able to describe knowing. And so you have your sun in Pisces and your moon in Scorpio. And you're supposed to be leaning into this moon in Scorpio. And so you've got all of these planets, Saturn, North Node, Sun, and Neptune at 29 degrees. Like it's ready to move on out. And so for the next 18 months, the 8th house represents who are you invested in? What are you invested in? Alimony, child support, debt, taxes, wills, deep psychological healing from trauma. So the good part that comes from this is you are going to be going back to the inner recesses of your soul and saying, what needs to be healed? What needs to be released? What needs to be let go? We know it has something to do with family or home, and it has something to do with secrets and the broken record of the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies and the people that do not support you. And so, how do you navigate moving forward by using your intuition? Now, if the first house is you, the eighth house is a harder house to navigate because you want free love, you want water, you want intuition, you want everybody to be doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, vibing higher. You have to learn to surround yourself with the people that will support you so you can build what you want to build. Okay, it's too crowded with all these lines. This is water, and it works really well with water. All the waters go well together. All of this is going on, and you are going through a transformation of something that has to do with partnerships. Pluto in your 7th house will have you transforming for the next 20 years. What types of connections that you have with other people, business, personal, all of those. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you, Becca, because the last time I had my nodes go through my 2nd and my 8th, it really made me aware of people that I invested in, who were friends and who were acquaintances. I had to realize, like, who's in my circle and who's in the next circle and who do I trust, and then what do I invest in, and how do I heal? How do I move forward from this? Because the 8th house is healing after you. It's like enough time has passed that there will be something that will be triggered, and the bandage comes off, and it's like, oh, that's a memory. I haven't had that in a while. I need to release that and let it go. I've grown. I've evolved. I'm not that person anymore. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense, Becca.
She said it does.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Becca. Let's see who is next in the queue.
And this is the last.
All right. Hey, Alexandria. Thank you for being here, and thank you for waiting. And thank you for being patient. What's the time? Oh. Oh my goodness, I was just in San Diego, California. Okay. All right, question. What healing themes is prominent in my chart and the most important for my growth? Oh my goodness. With this Pisces energy, I am so excited to share that with you. All right. Okay, let's talk about you. Okay, this is your natal chart. So you have a sun. Your sun is square, isn't it? Uranus and the nodes. Okay, that's a little rough. Mine is too. Actually, yeah. Okay, let's talk about you for just a second, so you have a general gist of things that are going on. Your south node is in Aquarius in your 2nd house. Shocking, surprising, you lost everything. Your money, your resources, like poor. And from somebody, a child, or having children, or a lover. I'd say a lover. It was a past life. And I'm going to say masculine energy. So, because it's conjunct the sun. In this lifetime, you will face the same thing, and you are moving towards your north node in Leo. I love the north node in Leo. I, Alexandria, have to find my voice. I have to take charge of like the 8th house is where I'm invested with other people. It's your money, your skill set, your investments. It's your debt, your taxes. It's partnership. It's contracts and negotiations that you've signed, like a prenup. It's also alimony and child support, like if there's an ex. The 8th house is you finding your voice and making sure that you stand up for yourself of where you are invested with other people so that you never lose everything again, because the ruler of it is the sun. So I want to show you that the ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, the ruler of Leo is the sun. you will face the same problems again. And this time you're giving yourself the opportunity to have your voice heard and make sure that any negotiations, anything that you're writing, any contracts, you are going to be in charge of. I have to look it over. I have to make sure that I am protected and that my voice is heard. It's also about taxes and debts, and it's about because this is about gaining money. It's about gaining resources. It's that kind of a connection, and not just following and losing everything. All right. Okay, so now let's talk about where we are. So knowing that about yourself, here we go. Okay, so because we are working with Virgo and Pisces, Virgo is about self-care. Virgo says, Virgo has the racing mind, and it's about, Virgo comes at the end of the growing season when we have to go and collect all the harvest, and we work long hours, and we don't want to waste any of the food, so we can it, we freeze it, we do all these things to it. That's what Virgo energy is. And Virgo is about self-preservation. And Pisces is, I have to let go of that. I have to be able to trust at some point. I have to release. I have to heal on the inside. If I don't take care of my mind, my body, my spirit, my body will let me know. And so you have your South Node in your ninth house of cross-cultural experiences. This is like, I have to finish that class. I have to, it's publishing things. It is travel. And so there might be an end to traveling far away, or releasing and letting go of some of those things, and a focus on doing things that are closer to home, finding a tribe. The third house is the house of communication. It's short distance travel, taking a class, but doing it close to home, taking a workshop. It's neighbors, it's public speaking, it's finding finding the people that are around me that are on the same wavelength as I am. It's like yoga and meditation, or any type of healing modalities, and finding people who do the same things that you do. It's sharing those things. You have Jupiter in your sixth house, expanding everything that has to do with your service to other people. And it's wanting to do, it's how do I find a balance between home and work? And can I work from home? Can I work less hours? How can I volunteer here? Alternative healthcare and healing practices. All the while, who do I communicate with? How do I communicate? How do I network? How do I make that happen? And so this energy is going to be for the next year and a half. This energy is going on right now. Okay. As a Capricorn rising, your ruler is Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces. Capricorn, they like things that last. They like quality. They want things that they can refurbish, and they treasure old. And so Saturn likes boundaries and limitations and time. It's about things for you will come over time. You having to put in the hard work in order to get those things. Saturn, the first thing that's going to happen, this is too cluttered, sorry. The first thing that's going to happen is at the end of this month, Neptune's going to move into your fourth house. I want a home. I want to remodel my home. I want to do these things to my home. What does home look like? I have to initiate this. Or do I leave home? It's in the sign of Aries. Saturn is going to come like 4 or 5 weeks later. And Saturn says, let's take these dreams and make them happen, but let's have a short, a middle, and a long-term goal. Right after that happens, Jupiter is going to go into your partnership sector for a year. Jupiter is going to expand and bring people to you. These can be all kinds of people. They can be clients, and they can be like marriage partners. They can be best friends. They can be contracts. It's the seventh house is the house of collaboration for personal and for professional. And so you will be able to expand in many ways. At the same time, Uranus in July will move into your sixth house. This will really rock your world with anything that has to do with health. This is about, I need to get a handle on alternative healthcare and healing modalities and incorporate it into my day-to-day life. And so this is moving you towards a holistic way of living. And this could be vitamins, this could be supplements, this could be like intermittent fasting, this could be yoga, meditation, anything that combines higher level. And I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I'm saying that it's about combining and using your intuition. I mean, you have you have the moon and Pluto and Chiron. How do I heal my Chiron wound? Having a Chiron wound at 2 years old usually means you either brought it in from a past life or something happened to you very, very, very young. Pluto is a trauma signature. It usually means like near death or hidden, secret, private, nobody knows. And so your moon is here. And so this is, how do I maintain my best and my highest life without, it's about release and let go and allow for the natural rhythm of things. Let me also look at this. You're going to have Pluto for the next 20 years in your second house. It's going to be sitting on top of your Neptune. Having Neptune in your second house is hard. It means I have money and the money is gone. Uranus, shock, surprise, here it is, and there it's gone. I win something and then it's gone. And sometimes it's not always, like one of my clients, the house flooded, they lost everything. Car got hit, they lost everything. Like, it means that things are here and things that are gone. And it's you realizing what's the most important thing to you. With Pluto in your second house, it'll really solidify what do you need? Who do you need? What do you really value? Do you downsize? Like, what are the most important things to you? It will be, over the next 20 years, taking a hard look at your life and saying, how do I work with this? I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Let me look in here. Jake, is Alexandria
Yeah, she's that.
omnist?
Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay, just want to make sure. I work in insurance and mental health. Oh my gosh, working in insurance. Okay, that is a North Node in Leo thing. It's, I help people invest their money. I make money from my investments in the people and in what they invest in. And so you being the voice that people hear. Does that make sense? Like, Leo needs to have their voice heard. Like, trust me. It's okay. Like, I being, you being the Leo North Node and people needing to trust you with their everything. I love this for you. Oh, yeah. Mental health field. Yes, you're right. Well, I really appreciate you being here, Alexandra. Thank you. Or Omnist. Omnist, Gangsta, Enlightenment. I love that name. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for trusting me. I appreciate everybody. I do have a Patreon. If you, like, I generally update it daily, and we do 2 lives once a month, and I have early release of videos. I would love for more of you to join me there. And if not, I hope to see you in 2 more weeks. And we got this next eclipse. We'll get through it. All right. Sending out air hugs to everybody. Bye.